On today's show, we play a little bit of trivia. Tell us the driver was doing what? How much did a passenger of a WestJet flight have to pay for making the plane turn around? DMX is finally out of jail. Zombieland 2 is set to be released. But first, what is the hottest recorded temperature ever claimed? Find out next on the Blitz Morning Show.
This is my moonshine rhyme. You know I'm staying drunk most all of the time. I say goodbye to the world, then I guzzle again. Kick back, relax, drinking with my friends. This is my moonshine rhyme. You know I'm staying drunk most all of the time. I say goodbye to the world, then I guzzle again. Kick back, relax, drinking with my friends. Hey, here's a seat.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I am your host for this wonderful show. For the next half an hour, we're going to be talking about many things that has been happening over the last few days since Monday. But before we get into the show, let's give you the answer to the question on Trivia Wednesday. I need to think of a new name for that. Anyway, on September 13th, 1922, in Libya, recorded the highest temperature ever recorded. According to their claims, that's the key. According to their claims, how hot did it get that day? The answer? 136 Fahrenheit. I'll just do a quick calculation here. So 136 Fahrenheit to Celsius. And that is 57.8 degrees Celsius. Holy crap. No thank you. The hottest temperature that I've actually experienced was about 140. Wait, not 140. God damn it. That'd be a record. It'd be about low 40s, and that was hot enough. Like, the pets, they were going through water left and right. The candles that we had were actually melting. It felt like butter. Like, it was some of the most unbelievable extremeness that I've ever experienced. I absolutely hated it with passion. Alright, let's get on with the show. Enough with the blabbing. You want the show, and I'm ready to give it to you. Alright, so the other day, a Telsa Model X driver was caught sleeping at a semi-autonomous wheel. What does that mean? He was sleeping as his car was in autopilot or semi-autopilot. Video, I just lay back, sleeping. In Telsa, they actually said you need to be fully awake because sometimes the semi-automatic driver won't always work. Which I totally understand. Because, you know, when you have idiot drivers out on the road, you sometimes have to be awake. And also, that one person who was killed by one of these self-driving cars, there was a driver driving. Well, there was a driver in the driver's seat. But the person basically got hit because the car didn't pick it up, and even the driver, he didn't see it. So tragedy happened and somebody lost their life. But why the hell would you be sleeping like that? If I had a chance, I think I would myself, just for the simple fact, when you're always on the highway, there's a few things you can do. One, you can pay attention to what you're doing. Two, you could be listening to music or podcasts. Or three, if you're like me, you are doing a podcast with a hands-free device. So, anything is possible. That's all I can say. But yeah, so this guy's getting criticized on the internet. And hopefully he doesn't have a Facebook account or a Twitter. So next thing you know, you'd be like, oh my god, that is me. WTF, what is going on? Oh my Lord. Here's an interesting one. Have you ever thought about this? You're on a flight, say to Hawaii, it's your honeymoon, and you have this drunk passenger, and he's causing a disturbance on the plane. You get turned around, you go back. What actually happens to you? Well, a drunk WestJet passenger who caused the plane to reroute ordered to pay how much for fuel? $21,000 worth of fuel. How messed is that? $21,000. You could almost buy a brand new vehicle for that price. Okay, let me just put it in a little bit different angle. Hang on, I gotta sneeze. Okay, I guess I did. Alright, so for $21,000, what you could do is buy a half-decent used vehicle that is like 1 or 2 years old, right? Still warranty, full of life. You probably could get a pretty good loaded vehicle, so no issue upon that. And then with the amount of money that they paid for a ticket, they could have put towards gas, food, hotel, and made it safely to their destination. And in the long run, you get a really nice vehicle. In this case, the guy's out $21,000 and the ticket. I don't know. People are just really weird nowadays. What we think is weird is probably normal, or maybe it's just the publicity of social media that is bringing these things to light. Well, I know with social media, people are getting shamed left and right. There was one video that I watched, and there was a lady who was sitting in between two bigger people, and the littler person, who wasn't actually that little, was making fun, saying, I eat salad, I watch my weight, you two are huge, I can't move, and just beaking off and on and on. It's like, come on, get a life already. Some people have conditions where they're going to be bigger for the rest of their life, where there's going to be other people who are going to be a little bit smaller for their life, but you do not have to shame somebody like that. And thankfully, the airplane had a seat open, and they moved that lady. But for that lady, sad thing is, her face is all over the internet now. And usually when these videos arise, it kind of screws them over, because there's been companies who realizes that you have this person on your payroll and they don't want their face attached to your company, so 75% of the time that particular person gets fired. And yeah, you really have to watch what you're doing and what you're saying on the internet, because what you think is, say, a cushy job, you might be let go. But at the same time, it's weird, because somebody who makes a racial comment like that, or that lady who wouldn't let that black guy into his apartment building because his skin color, she got fired. But meanwhile, you have CEOs and things like that that still are CEOs, and nothing's going to happen. Like, you just got to find where the level is. But the one thing you got to do is be careful, because somebody nowadays has a recording device, mostly a phone with pictures, so they can actually get your face on the internet, which could hurt you. Alrighty guys, let's go to our first commercial break. And here is question number 2. Where is the coldest place in the world? And when I mean the coldest place, I mean the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth. Find out right after the commercial break, right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name's Tony Brendel, and I'm your host.
Up there, wine gets me almost there, but the shine from the moon makes a rainy sky clear. No matter what, she get me through the dark times. Only damn problem is that I do love her too much. Can't put her down, always there for me in the clutch. Ain't no wrong about it, keep her strong, I know that I must. She the goods, made the perfection, the perfect selection. Crafted by my hand and you will see no protesting. Cause all my neighbors know I make a mean batch. They swill it down the hatch and I politely say,
and we are back right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel. I thank you for staying with us through that break, which I pressed the wrong dong button. Ah! All right. So before we went to the break, I did ask you a question of where was the coldest place in the world. This is actually going to be a very, very interesting answer. And at the same time, it is going to make you grab your gonads and keep them warm. Because in 2013, analysts of a satellite data pinpointed scattered pockets of extremely cold air on the East Antarctica Plateau between Dome Argus and Dome Fuji. Really? Fuji? You already have a Fuji. It's water in a mountain. Don't name a place in Antarctica Fuji. It just does not make sense. Unless it's an homage to Mount Fuji. Anyway, temperatures that dipped to a staggering minus 135 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 93 degrees Celsius. Oh, that just absolutely unbelievably cold. Like, I don't even know how to put that in words. Like right now we're just on the verge of it here in the southeast part of Saskatchewan. But if you go closer to, like, say, Minnesota and stuff like that, they're getting hit with record cold temperatures. Like, the wind chills are like in minus 50 degrees Celsius. I remember back in the day that would have been like a normal day, but now it's not normal and nobody's really ready for it. It's just one of those temperatures that has changed over the time, that what you used to know, it's no longer there. Like, it just blows me away on the amount of change that our weather has been taking, and we got to adapt. Either we adapt or we do something about the weather by changing our ways to doing it. All right. Dun, 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 dun. DMX, the rapper, is out of jail after spending 1 year for tax evasion. DMX, you're one of the greatest rappers alive, and you're still going to jail? Dude, you could have had an unbelievable career making records until you're dead, but you're spending one too many years in jail for the dumbest things. Like, I don't know how to explain it, dude. Just stop already. I know I can't really say that because I'm not in his shoes, but I do love your music, and sometimes you just gotta beep up a bit, beep, 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 and get things flowing. I even watched a freaking part of a clip of a movie, and you were in it. So, I don't know. Just make one more record, and make sure you don't go to jail. That's all I can say. Because your last one with Machine Gun Kelly I liked it. I really do. And make sure you do the barking noise. Dark Man X. Okay, I promise I won't do that again. Alright? Okay. Zombieland 2 will be coming out either this year or next year. But they're kind of making a funny, what was it, homage or a funny spoof from the first one that was released about 10 years ago. One of the catches when it comes to this is there's so many games out there that has, I jumped the ship a bit. But I'll get to the point that I wanted to make right after this point. They do have zombie games, things like that, but the one thing that it would be really, really cool would be having a zombie game, just like Fortnite. So you have zombies walking around. If you die, you in the game, like for example, say somebody shot you through the heart, or your health goes down to 0 because you jumped off of a cliff and you hurted yourself. You come back as a zombie. But if you get shot in the head, I guess no matter what, if you die, just generally come back as a zombie. When it's with that, it should be 30 seconds after you die, a minute after you die, come back as a zombie, and you have to go after the remaining people. Have an open world concept of what is available now, like just a huge map where you can go around, you can shoot zombies. If somebody else is there, you shoot them, blah, blah, blah. Now, that would be fun. Going, stealing cars, go-karts, things like that. Having people from around the world compete to see who will be the best survivor. So, for example, you could be on one side of the map. Oh my god, there's a human. Boosh. Headshot. Toasty! And, so he dies. And there would be 100 people. And you have to get to the last one. Now, that would be absolutely cool. Then you could pick up different things which would help you on your way. Like, you go into a little army base and, oh my god, heat-seeking radar. Then all of a sudden the map that you have of the area will show where all the people are in red, then in blue it'd be where the zombies are, so you can actually stay away from those areas that are less invasive, and you have a better chance of surviving. You see a deer, shoot it, take the meat. You see an apple, take it, eat it. So many ideas, so many potentials. And also another thing that would be really, really cool is you have to be careful with this one, but if you go, say, grab a bottle on the ground, gasoline and a rag, and you have one of those cocktail bombs. I can't remember what it's called, but you understand, right? I hope so. You take it, you throw it at a building, it hits the building starts going up in flames. So you have that spreading fire effects. If you ever watch zombie movies, they don't have that. Like The Walking Dead, when what's his name? Rick goes back to his hometown, the buildings are still standing. There's really like no fire. And you're trying to tell me that if there's a lightning strike, that no houses are going to catch on fire, or when people died or got ate by zombies, an iron never caught a house on fire, food, restaurant, explosions, things like that never happened. I'm telling you, I could do a so much better zombie clip than anything else. Yeah. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, we're going to take our final break of the show. And I will continue after the break what I was going to talk about before the zombie apocalypse. Or the zombie video game. Oh, alright. Okay. So, right after the break, I'll tell you the answer to this one. I'm not going to do a tease like I usually do, because I should have got a little bit more trivia, but I find that 3 is just good enough. Possibly in the future it will be 3, but at different times. So just chill, just hang. Or different times, different subjects. But before we go into the break, here is your last question for Trivia on the Wednesdays. What makes more, movies, television shows, or video games? Find out next, right after the break, on the Bloods Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I'll see you in a bit. And we are back on the Blitz Morning Show. I thank you for staying through the break. My name is Toby Brendel, and let's find out what makes more: movies, television shows, or video games. A fact: the video game industry is more successful than film and music put together. According to Polygon.com, news revenue for video games estimated to be about $83.6 billion in 2014 alone. In the same year, the film industry only made $36.4 billion. And that's not even some of the best video games that have been released. You have to think of Fortnite, Red Dead Redemption 2. Those two alone is just absolutely insane. Then with the amount of money that what's that one called? Grand Theft Auto made. The Epic Games, who made Fortnite, made over $2 billion last year because of a free video game. $2 billion. Just them alone made $2 billion. How crazy is that? I don't know. There's just something about it. But if you want to take and break down everything for like the video games to the movies only last like 2 hours, if that. Where the video games, they may have content for hours and hours and hours, even days and years. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, there's hints that in Grand Theft Auto 6 might be out in 2021 possibly with a new console. Right there. Who knows what's going on? But it's going to be interesting to see. Alright. When I got sidetracked talking about zombies, my next question for you guys is, would you be ready for a zombie apocalypse if it happened today? Do you have the training survival to actually do it? Or would you be like within the first like 10 minutes of getting killed by a zombie? I think my biggest issue with surviving a zombie apocalypse would be eating meat. Like it's one of those things that if you kill it, I'll grill it, but I can't do the killing, I can't do the gutting, skinning, things like that. It just absolutely creeps me out. So I think that's my biggest issue. If anything, worst case scenario is I would try my hardest to become a vegetarian. But even that's going to be iffy. I don't know. I don't think I might last for a while, but I don't think I would last for my full potential of my life. That's my opinion, but each to their own. Because I know there's guys who can shoot, hunt, fish, skin, cook, you name it. Doesn't matter. And at the same time, they're willing to try anything and everything. As for the show, you guys, that's basically about it for all the topics. And holy crap, is my phone hot. Ah! It's hot. One thing I hate about winter. If you have anything by your vents, they tend to get hot. So, what was it? Last night, I talked to my buddy Dale. Hey, bro, what's up? And we're talking. It's like, man, you should get back into podcasting since now you live in a totally different province again. That I need to follow up on what's going on in your life, your career with MMA, stuff like that. So we started talking back and forth. He goes, man, I love your podcast. I actually enjoy it. So it's comments like that makes me want to keep doing the shows. Because if I bring enjoyment to one person's life, it's not always a bad thing. And my response to him, it's like, I do enjoy them. It may sound good, but still not at the level that I want it to be. And that's going to be a work in progress just because I have ideas, I have dreams. I'm slowly reaching my goals and my dreams step by step, Ooh, baby. Okay. But step by step, and it's only going to take time for me to get where I want to be. And let me tell you, I'm actually pretty impressed with the results that I'm getting with this show compared to my other shows like Coffee Time with the Coffee Man, Cooking the Coffee Man, The Uncle Show, just everything like that. So, but the one thing about this one is I'm actually paying attention for it. I'm working on it. At the same time, you can listen to this show anywhere. I'm working on Google Podcasts right now as we speak. So as soon as I get it approved, you guys are going to know. Then I might actually put it on another site, just so if you have any kind of platform, like I'm on Stitcher, TuneIn, I have an RSS feed that you can listen to anytime, anywhere. Spotify, SoundCloud. Like I'm telling you, you can listen to me anywhere. Spreaker. So that's also helped me, and it's given me the encouragement to believe that anything's possible. And even if you listen to last week's show with my kind of shout out to, I can't even, god dang it, that's one channel that I always F up is, oh wait, I don't want that, stop, I don't want that, god dang it, okay. Okay, Garage Built Hondas. They're doing it cheap and having fun doing it. So that's what I want to basically do with this show, is do it cheap. And another positive that I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can do it as cheap as possible, but I'm going to build a podcast sound booth where it doesn't matter what time of day. Like, for example, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I can't sleep, but I want to do a show, just go in there, flick on the light, hit record, nobody can hear me, so nobody gets woken up. And what's wrong with that? It just gives a little bit more positivity and not greatness, but you know what I'm trying to say. It gives me positivity to keep going, keep pushing, which if I have that booth, that means that I'm at home, which will let me reach out to so many more people, guests, being live, being able to take calls, chat with people. So the quality will go up. But only time will tell. Anyway, guys, I thank you for tuning in to the Blitz Morning Show. If you have any questions or comments, what I need you to do is email me at theblitzmorningshow@gmail.com. Facebook /The Blitz Morning. Twitter @The Blitz Morning. Head over to the Blitz Talks. theblitz.ca. You can hit us up there. So, different ways of finding us, and if you head over to theblitz.ca, you can actually see all the companies that we are distributed on, from YouTube to TuneIn to Spotify to SoundCloud, Spreaker, you name it, we're there. It's absolutely easy to get a hold of us. There's just no doubt about that one. So, well, hopefully you guys had fun, and I will see you on Friday. And I have figured out what I'm going to do on Friday. It's going to be a little bit of a book. It's called The Wonky Donkey. So hopefully have a good hump day today, guys, and I will see you on Friday, right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name's Toby Brendel, and I am your host for this show. Talk to you later. Peace.